fight is brought to you by Argus Labour Hire and Frisco the Label. 6 by 2-minute rounds, boxing rules. In the WIBA Super Featherweight Division, they will be fighting for the WIBA Women's International Boxing title. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, trained by Jake Williamson, with Rob Fogarty in her corner, out of the G6 Boxing Club, with an official weight of 58.60 kilograms, wearing the pink trunks with white, a record of 6 fights, 3 wins, 1 draw. Fighting out of Central Coast, New South Wales, she is the current New South Wales State Champion and the current Australasian Champion, Pamela McClellano. And across the ring is her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, trained by Blake Il Capo Caparello and Sarah Howard out of Il Capo Boxing, with an official weight of 59 kilograms even, wearing the black and white boxing trunks. She is undefeated, 5 fights, 5 wins, 4 coming by way of knockout. Representing Melbourne, she is the current WBF Australasian Champion. She is Stephy Cutting! When the action begins, your man in charge in the center of the ring, Mr. Ezra Akari.
Well, Stephy Lee Cutting had a promising career as an AFLW footy player. She's kickboxed, she appeared in TV, but she's overcome a lot of adversity to get here.
Red one.
Had a busy year last year with 5 fights.
Absolutely, turned pro in March last year, and look at her go now. Look at where she is today. A testament to her ability and her marketability, absolutely, for women's boxing. Lee Cutting, of course, with Sarah Howlett, Sarah Missy Howlett in her corner, and geez, wasn't she a great fighter? And Sugar Neeks as well. So she surrounds herself with excellence in order to bring out her best.
And then, of course, Blake Caparello, who fought last weekend in the States and had a massive 5th-round knockout win.
Didn't he upset the party over there?
Certainly did. It flew back in. I think he only arrived today or yesterday, and in the corner tonight.
And what a great team, and they really have a good camaraderie in their corner, and they work hard and get the results. But tonight, she's up against the quality opponent. Scotty, tell us about the opponent.
Well, McClellan's been around for a while, and the common opponent they've got is Chand, who we saw Cutting really take apart last year here in December when McClellan fought her. That was for the Australasian title, and it was a 6-round one-sided affair that McClellan looked really, really impressive winning that fight. So this is a really well-matched bout.
Tries to parry the punches and get out of the way of the fire. Does Pam McClellan. McClellan, the left-handed fighter. Southpaw, orthodox in Stephy Lee Cutting.
I'm not sure that Cutting's faced a southpaw before, so it's going to take a little bit of time to get to adjust possibly to that and get used to seeing things from a different angle.
He's doing all the right things thus far. We've seen a really clean contest here, as you would expect from these two. A perfect record from Cutting.
Yes, 5 fights, 5 wins, 4 by knockout. It's a very good record.
Doesn't get much better than that.
Fights are brought to you by FJ Rolladors, Victorian Design.
So a good, you know what, a good tactical first round, clean and strategic.
Not a lot of work done by either fighter, and that was very much a feeling out round, see what they bring, what they've got to offer. So hard one to score. Maybe slightly better work from McClellan in that round.
6 rounds we are in for, 5 to go. Blake Caparello will tell her what he expects her to do. Big Rob Fogarty in the corner. Pam McClellan. Big Rob Fogarty.
I don't appreciate you calling him big.
Call him what I want. No, he's a good man, Rob Fogarty. Many years of friendship. Back to it we go, round 2. They jostle for that front foot position and fire off their rear hand. Getting attention with the jab is Cutting. McClellan. She feints, she moves, and she parries well too, McClellan. And she looks fit.
She looks very fit, doesn't she?
See the striations through her chest and shoulder. Shows that she's carrying very little fat.
She sort of waves that lead hand like a wand, and it's a little bit distracting. It's getting the eye of Cutting, and then she can flash in with that strong left hand. Cutting's just half a step out of distance at the moment.
Looking to break range. She needs to get on the inside. Perhaps look for that right uppercut or right cross. Tries to put her into the corner.
Good footwork from McClellan, though. She's
yeah,
not having a bar of it at the moment.
Dancing up a storm with the footwork and the angular movement. McClellan feints. Nothing on that rear hand, just to get a bit of attention, create a diversion to reposition herself, but eats a jab and gives one back.
Risky McClellan. She keeps both hands down below her waist, so she's going to rely on her footwork to get herself out of trouble.
She's eating pressure on now, up against the ropes. Cutting again, pushes forward. More aggressive of the two, firing off the back foot. Is McClellan a lot, Scotty?
Yeah, McClellan's trying to counterpunch and just move and land the counterpunches.
They rally in the neutral corner. Who's getting more leather to skin?
Cutting's trying to make the fight. She's the one trying to cause the fight.
So if it's an even fight, you're going to score aggression. So potentially Cutting maybe.
I'd give that round to Cutting. There's probably a round each on my unofficial scorecard.
Not a lot in it. A close one, a strategic one, a clean fight.
Yeah, very tactical fight, this one.
You know what I like? I like the strategy, the movement, the cleanliness of the fight.
There's no brawling in this one, is there?
Nah, they're showing some good boxing skills, and that's exactly what you like to see.
You can still bet on the final 3 fights on the card still to come. Jordan Rosler takes on Aroni Legaloa.
Both fighters are supremely fit.
They're in your main event on the card.
Neither of them's breathing at this stage. Just
New Zealand, David
very comfortable in the corner.
Mini Roger Shadow to Shah.
Sugar Neeks in the corner, throwing some advice out as well. Neeks, Caparella, and Howlett in the corner of Cutting. What a corner that is indeed. She goes forward with a rampage. Cutting down, pushing the pace, making a statement.
That right hand, I think that Cutting landed was the best punch of the fight so far.
Absolutely, just rallied forward and put the pressure. Of course, Steffi wants to start spreading awareness for people who suffer from depression and anxiety. She's been down that dark road herself, but shown there's more to it if you push on and get in the gym and train and give yourself goals. And she's done that, and what goals she has achieved, Cutting. I'm in awe of her fighting spirit as they mix it up. When life handed her hard times, she turned it around, and now she's under the bright lights here at the Melbourne Pavilion, enjoying her boxing journey, her title quest. Cutting, probes with the jab. McClellan dances out of the harm's way, stepping to her right, staying away from that right power hand, Scotty.
It is a good story, isn't it? It just shows how sports, and particularly boxing, can help people and help them overcome adversity.
If you're not feeling good, get in the gym. Simple advice from Steffi Lee Cutting. And you never know where it'll take you. No matter what the result here tonight, you've got to respect the woman for showing how to turn things around in life. And right now, she's on a quest for title glory against McClellan. McClellan rallies back, pushes her off.
Good punches by McClellan inside there. She's using her long arms.
She's breathing hard now, though.
Pressure starting to catch up with her.
Nerves, adrenaline, all pumping on Pam McClellan. Cutting, just pressure, constant pressure, chipping away at the resolve of Pam McClellan. Steffi Lee Cutting again, sets that right foot beautifully and rallies. Needs to get those hands up, though, Scotty. You called it earlier. Just, she's got her hands down low. It's a high risk. It's a high risk fight she's fighting at the moment, McClellan.
It's very high risk because you're leaving yourself open to get hit, and you're relying on your, in her case, her foot movement to get her out of trouble. And Cutting is able to catch up with her.
Well, that round I feel was Cutting's round.
Yeah, I agree.
So starting to consolidate and get confident. The fight game's all about believing in yourself, and she certainly looks to be growing in her self-belief as this one goes on.
Well, she's starting to work it out. Like there's a bit of a puzzle that is Pam McClellan, and she's starting to work that puzzle out. It's taken her a couple of rounds.
You look at the breathing, you look at the corner of both, and geez, Pam McClellan's really, she's almost breathing with an anxiety-like weight. In turn, you've got the very calm and methodical corner of Cutting.
She was breathing really deep, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's looking a little gassed. Hands down low. Cutting. More textbook guard from her, which of course is a safer guard to have. Just takes one slip and you're going to eat leather. Reaches with that right hand, Cutting. McClellan tries the lead hook on the turn.
Even when McClellan brings her hands up, they're still only up at maybe shoulder height.
Mark the Hammer Castanini with Scotty Brower for you here in this very interesting female battle here on the Ultimate Legends, the Melbourne Pavilion. Friday night in Melbourne. The capacity crowd here witnessing this title fight.
Every now and then McClellan snaps out that jab and looks for that lead left hand.
The 1-2 and then stops her charge, McClellan. Lee Cutting stepping the right way. Stepping away from the power side of Pam.
Yeah, it's sensible movement from Cutting.
She needs a step and throw, though. The movement's right, but she needs to keep that work rate up. Ticking down the clock, perhaps looking to finish the round with a flurry and pinch the round again. Cutting, measuring with that lead foot. Good to see Sarah Howlett in the corner there, calling instructions as well. Big fan of her when she was fighting.
Yeah, she was a great fighter, and she's done
Absolutely.
a lot of work. A lot of work with Cutting.
Yeah, absolutely. She could kick, she could punch, she could do it all. Howlett. Lead foot jostle. They jostle for position. Rallies a little there, McClellan. The Cutting weaves under. Good composure from her under fire.
Yeah, she wore a couple of punches, but came back with her own.
She's Pamela McClellan. Just dances forward with her hands now. Takes a bit of a risk. That was a better round for McClellan, though.
Yeah, it's very tough round to score because even though Cutting did some good work, every time she did something, it was McClellan who came back with something. So it could have gone either way.
2 rounds to go in this title fight. WIBA international title in the super featherweight division.
Both these girls already have some titles to their name, a Victorian title for Cutting and an Australasian title for McClellan.
Round 5.
McClellan, obviously a couple of titles, the New South Wales super featherweight as well. And you just need to look at her physique to see that she puts the work in at the gym, that's for sure. Just pokes the right hand, but bombs forward and puts the pressure into the face of McClellan, does Cutting. Here to make a statement. Getting busy now, Pam McClellan. Cutting needs to go with her though, Scotty, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's got to work with her. We saw that in the last round that the Cutting was throwing 1s and 2s and McClellan was throwing combinations.
I'll tell you what though, for any female fighters watching, look at the guard of Stephy Lee Cutting, because that's exactly how you want to fight. You want to have that guard up nice and correct, nice and clean, chin protected, and just well put together. Oh, big shots from Cutting. Finds a mark. on McClellano that she ties up for self-preservation.
It was the punch of the round so far, that left hook from Cutting.
But while she's getting aggressive now, pushing the pace. McClellano, the punch is coming from the hip. Of course, it's a long route up to the head from the hip. If you bring him off the jawline, it's a straight out linear movement, which will ping the target a lot quicker. Off the hip, you get a lot more peripheral vision on it.
It's only if she thinks that maybe that it's coming from under her hands, so under Cutting's hands, so she can't maybe see that punch coming up until the last minute.
Yeah.
The last second.
A game of millimetres. A game of millimetres and moments. Boxing. Chipping away in the clinch is McClellano. Cutting and unfazed by it. She'll step back. She needs to let the hands fly. Make a statement as the final moments tick down to this round, and they rally. McClellano pushes the pace.
That's the end of round 5.
Wow, Scotty.
Cutting.
Close one.
Cutting for me, that round. She landed the bigger punches. It's
She landed
a big hook over in the corner above us. There was a couple of big right hands. So I think that was a definite Cutting round, that one.
We found the power over by the neutral corner above the commentary position here, with Cutting putting solid leather to McClellano.
Make sure you check them out. Frisco the label.
The scorecard's looking healthy for the red thus far on our official scorecard. Here on Ultimate Legends at the Melbourne Pavilion.
And a silent auction happening by the bar.
Rob Fogarty would have to be telling McClellano she needs a really big round in this last round to try and pull out the fight. For Cutting, I think she's got to make sure she doesn't fall over her feet, like in the corners, or against the rope, she kind of falls over her feet, which closes that distance a little bit.
Gets aggressive, goes forward, tick-tock with the head. Nice. It's going to be all pressure in this last round. McClellano chipping away with that left hand. Cutting, tough. Guard up, looks to land that right hand. She dances back, but then straight forward again. She needs to go with McClellano. Put the volume out. They wrestle up, they tangle up. Ezokari, centre referee, breaks him, keeps him clean. Look for the uppercut to hook. Nice work, Cutting. Feints to her right, throws right. But McClellano rallies back.
A lot of that work that McClellano's doing there is not scoring. It's just little cheap shots.
Oh, point off for hitting to the back of the head.
Wow, that's the last thing that McClellano needed.
That's unfortunate for McClellano.
I was just about to say that they're not scoring because they're around the kidneys and back of the head, so they don't score. But
That's going to.
I didn't know he was going to take a point off.
It's been detrimental now. So needs to work in close. No warnings given though, Scotty. Is that unusual?
Yeah, look, I think she probably deserved a warning. I don't know if he's maybe been giving verbal warnings while we've been talking, but.
Perhaps on the inside he's been telling her no punch into the back of the head, and his patience has been tested, centre referee Ezokari. Steph Cutting goes with the jab, gets it through the guard. Pam McClellano rallies back. They tangle up. Cutting now really just needs to stay on the outside and just chip away. That point off's going to be healthy for her. Take no unnecessary risk. Guard high McClellano. Sense of urgency now. She knows she needs to claw back that point off. Dances forward with the hands down. Doesn't get a lot of generational power because she's fighting with those hands so low. They rally above our commentary position. Cutting feints, hands down, calls her right and mixes it up. Big right hand.
Cutting doing some great work in here.
Again, hands down. Peekaboo style. There it is. All done. And soon it will be won. Who have you got? Well, Scotty.
I don't think there's any doubt. I don't think there's any doubt that Cutting gets that fight now, particularly that point deduction. If it was even close, that point deduction has made a big difference.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. So that will take Cutting to 6 wins with 4 KOs and a title, another nice hardware, piece of hardware placed around the waist, potentially, of Stephy Cutting. As I said, she's battled. Life has thrown many challenges at her, and she's a testament to never give up and always find a new journey, a new challenge to bring yourself up and forward. Great team around her as well, as we've mentioned. Sarah Howlett, Sugar Neeks, and of course El Capo, Blake Caparello. Good crew. Props also to Pam McClellano. She's coming fit. She's done the work for this one.
Yeah, she fought really well. She she boxed the whole time. She was able to use her footwork throughout that whole fight. She was a southpaw, is a southpaw, which is difficult for Cutting, but Cutting just had the answers. After that sort of second round, she worked her way more and more into the fight, and that fifth round I think was her best. It was Cutting's best round, and then that sixth round was a closer round. I think she didn't have to win it, but the point deduction made a big difference, I think.
We'll go to the judges. We'll go on to the judges. We'll go to John Demicoli, the Master of Ceremonies for the evening. Joey Demicoli also in the ring now. Will be a part of it all. And we will have our decision with us in just a moment.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, we head to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Your 3 judges score the contest 57-57, 59-55, and 57-57. This fight is declared a majority draw.
I don't know what happened there.
It's well, majority draw means that point off actually made it a draw. Without the point off, that means McClellano would have won the fight.
Can't say I've seen that.
Doesn't
make sense to me.
That's probably why I'm a commentator, not a judge, because I would have maybe seen that a different way, but...
if Pam is in the house, she's more than welcome to come out also. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've just been informed by Mick Ashton from the board, the Combat Sports Board of Victoria, in the last fight between Pam McClellano and Stephy Lee Cutting, the point deduction that was given to Pam McClellano during that round was not deducted from her scorecard. So, with the revised scorecards, these are the numbers. Your judge Nadal Taleb scored the contest 57-56. Christopher Moxon scored the contest 59-54. And your judge Cenk Behik scored the contest 57-56. To your winner and new WIBA Women's International Boxing Champion, Stephy Lee Cutting.
Well, there you go, folks. Thank God for Judge Cenk Behik just scrutinising the cards and knowing that something was amiss. So he called it to play, and justice is served, I suppose. And there you go, Stephy Lee Cutting, Sarah Howlett, Blake Caparello. Celebrations finally done.
Not quite the same as getting it directly after the fight.
Not quite the same, but nevertheless.
They still seem pretty happy with it, so it's good to get the right result. And the
Sugar Neeks, what a team.
The records will reflect now that she did win that fight. We knew.
The Box Rec Bible will state the correct result, and we called it.
That's what's important.
That's all. Redemption for us.
It made us look silly, and now we look less silly.
Thanks, Cenk.